Welcome to the General's Gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 between HelpingHans and DevM against Nicko and Scotch.
DevM's playing the US now. It's getting real. But it was a great game thus far in game number 1, HelpingHans and DevM. They took the first game. They were playing Axis and it was on the same map, so teams swap over the factions. Then the next map happens where they then cycle through the factions, and I didn't actually bother reading the rules. I assume for game number 5 it would be like a best of 3 where whoever has the best VP score would get to pick what faction they are.
Yeah. And then as always, as all disputes in KOTOR are settled, it is settled on a 2v2 in mixed pocket, so yeah.
Well, look at this very aggressive capping from both teams on both fuels. Stim Pioneer skipping this strategic point, and the same is the case for HelpingHans, wanting to cap that one and then hold it in the building, I suspect. Not exactly great for the Stim Pioneers, however. Seems
to be the play. I don't know how this goes. I guess the rifles just take heavy cover, but this will buy a lot of time.
Yeah, what Nicko wants is to put Volk Grenadiers in the house. They'll do a lot better. Good charge though. Force away the echelon means he can't cap them if nothing else.
Yeah. Okay, maybe. Okay, good play. We see the rear echelon actually run away. So the squad stays on the field for potential captures. It looks like the combat engineers are buying time on the left-hand side. I thought that was what the Strummers were going to do. It looks like they kind of will now. They've taken the garrison. Yeah, this is a very weird engagement. I think Nicko's actually, he's actually trying to win this, rather than just trying to buy time with the Stim Pioneers. There's Volk Grenadiers rolling in. They're trying to win. Where it is just the stall on the left-hand side from HelpingHans trying to force up additional squads with these Maximus getting brought up. This is cool.
Is that fuel connected? Yeah, so they're both connected.
Yeah, it's connected, yeah.
So this is turning into a pretty funky game very early on.
Yeah. Stim Pioneers actually getting a fair bit of work done here. Doesn't look like there's only one window on that left-hand side.
Okay. Left side is forced away, is HelpingHans, so now Scotch has this one being captured. It has a HMG in a great position. So Axis looking pretty good so far. However, the opposite's happening here down the south. The Allies have been able to claim this area.
Yeah, it doesn't shock me though. The fuel is, I guess, probably held about the same length of time on both sides. I'd say it's fairly even by the end of the engagement, but I am surprised Nicko decided to try and win it. I don't think that was going to work out for him in any way, with his garrison having the riflemen inside. The Volk Grenadiers just couldn't find the right angle, and the Stim Pioneers had already taken too much damage to be an effective combat unit outside of a garrison, so...
Yeah, he locked in the riflemen, rather heavy cavalry company, so I wonder if we'll see the rifleman mines, or rifleman sandbags, so he locked it in very soon. Sandbags could be very useful behind the strat point and the VP. And mines, you know, on the door would be a great thing to do. It only kills 2 models max, but still, if you get 2 Sturms, 2 Volks, it can definitely make a big difference.
Not super worth map to go ranges on, I don't think. Yeah, there must be some thought behind the rifleman field defenses given the early lock-in.
Potentially some nasty shot blockers that you could ambush with ranges. The middle, though, is very open. The left side looks pretty open, too. So, yeah, not a good map for them. They would really be most at home on the right side. Maybe it's the Pershing. I think DevM's the kind of player that... Whoa! Grenade comes through from the Volks. Rifleman out of there, and they have to retreat through the Stim Pioneers. So this is a great play by Nicko. Does also take the building here, so all of these squads are in terrible positions.
I actually really like the layout of the bottom side of this map. This right side is an awesome flank route. I think it has just the right amount of like walls in terms of vision blocking. Nicko took that engagement really well despite the setup from DevM. DevM had a great position there. Didn't work out.
Maxim, what are you doing?
It's covering another Maxim. Do you know that's how it works? You have to stack your Maxim arcs on top of each other. So no risk of flanks.
Okay, we have the mech truck.
It's gonna get found here.
Yeah, it can do a bit of damage, but with 3 wounded.
And another squad.
What was that, Rangers, that we hear? Oh no, it's just the Lieutenant.
Oh, okay. So the
With his
Lieutenant gonna go
Thompson.
for it? Or?
I had the Thompson and I got excited.
A little bit of damage, that's about it. I miss the days of finding an opponent's truck halfway through setting up and rolling 10 squads of conscripts on it. Those were some good 2v2s.
If you're wondering how he has 10 squads of conscripts that early on, the answer is hacks. Whenever Blake starts a game, he always types in -hacks on.
It's on. Good.
That's how he gets 10 squads of conscripts.
Breaks the replay too, so can't watch that. Works out nicely.
Rifleman all very low. DevM going for an AA half track. Needs to get an amber after that. Oh!
What the? Whoa! Was that like? That looked like an animation cancel from Nicko. He played that really well. Like he hit retreat on such good timing. Once the nade went off, it looked like he animation cancelled it. That was cool. Big plays. That was a real.
Oh, no.
I appreciate that.
Oh, no.
Dear.
Okay, dodging it, but it can be very hard to dodge those because sometimes they scatter past.
Yeah. Especially with terrain and stuff. So.
Yeah, I just lost a lot of manpower there, unfortunately. A half track looking to. Oh, hits a mine and a Faust could just kill him outright. Oh my god. Nicko, does he not have.
He has the muties.
Yeah, just was able to afford it then.
Go, my friend.
It's a great mine, actually.
Wipe that thing. Oh, not that way.
Okay, he's
yes.
looking for it.
Yeah, smart. Okay, he's gonna get it.
Now, does he stay still to get the suppression, or does he keep moving?
Has
Either
to
way,
be
I
the
think he's
suppression,
dead.
right? Has to be the suppression. That's the only way, right?
Oh, he survived, but even the small arms may just kill him. Yeah, there it is. So great mine there by Nicko. Does get the AA half track. Very costly blow, especially because DevM didn't get an ambo, so he's lost a lot of manpower. And now he's pushed back. They don't have either fuel. So this is a pretty rough game for the Allies.
Fantastic mine placement. Timed it so well, just because like when you force an enemy to mass retreat like that early, it lets you put mines in really unexpected locations. That was super far forward.
Yeah, it's a very deep mine. It wasn't a defensive mine. Because a player like DevM probably wouldn't have chased all the way back to base.
No, you would have just gone that far. So
He needed to get the fuel and get the VP.
it was really weird micro though, because he moved it in forward. So like he didn't reverse move it and just fire at max range. It was weird micro, but
Yeah.
maybe was he crushing sandbags? Is that a thing?
Well, this is where he hit it, so
Did he get it? Yeah.
you probably just crushed them with reverse anyway.
Yeah.
Again, getting absolutely shredded here, though the bazookas blowing up the sandbags will actually be of benefit, though they can just be rebuilt. So we haven't seen anything out of this mechanized yet, but the Panzer II is being built currently. A little bit late for the timing, but it's fine because Nicko has been very aggressive on that bottom point, and it has worked.
Yeah, DevM's already lost the first light vehicle investment, so I think it's worth it. It's kind of it's on time, even though it doesn't seem on time. DevM's lost fuel investment. I think this should work out. I like the Panzer II here.
Already bazookas. The mech was scouted a while ago, so having those, it's going to offer some damage against those vehicles. But you got to be careful because the 4-man echelon can get focused down so quickly, and if that's the only AT that you have, you got to be careful. But still also has the AT grenades, and that's where the AA half track comes in handy because it does give you soft anti-vehicle as well.
Towards V3 points, 370 for the Allies. We have 480 on the Axis. Currently looking to get a triple cap.
Almost killed the half track. There it is. There's the P2.
Yeah, you can see how it plays. Yeah, rotation to the middle with the bazookas squad in these echelon. Yeah, this plays out. I mean, this should be fine. I mean, heavy cover against Spencer. Yeah, just back straight away. That was a good play. Love that from Nicko. Doesn't take the trade at all. Wants it on full. Oh, God.
Good dodges, though, by DevM.
Yeah.
We have bars on these squads, and they're getting some vets. So these riflemen are going to be very powerful.
Nicko offers the cheese platter. DevM refuses. ambushes are nasty. It's just such a good range for the SDGs, like, even against bars. So finds a great engagement. Just win that outright, even if it wasn't for the second whole squad. A lot of pressure on the left from the playing half track as well from the looks of things. It's actually an early Stuka coming out as well from Nicko. Not really what you expect from the mech. Like the Panzer 2 you expect. You don't expect the Stuka straight afterwards. Especially at like 10 minutes, just after 10 minutes. That could certainly catch us in support weapon if our allies aren't ready.
Yeah, look at this line, Maxim, Zis. We're seeing the Zis cloak be used, so it could help take the half track out if it's not careful.
HelpingHans certainly is hunting for the half track. That's what the stealth is about. They want to try and wipe it, give them a lot more freedom with these Maxims and Zis guns to move out. Keeping an ear out ourselves for the Stuka has just been completed for the mech.
The half track keeps being very close to dying and keeps not dying. Background, but he isn't having the smoke now, so having locked in the Blitzkrieg once again, we see for the Wehrmacht. T7 is on the field, so maybe he is going to dive to the half track, but it runs into a pack.
There's the Stuka. Where are you going, Stuka?
Oh, there it is. Yeah, nice. Oh wow, very unlucky actually.
Yeah.
It was a good barrage, but it just kind of missed, despite really being on the right spot.
HelpingHans maybe didn't take enough time there. The really, really good people who use Stukas, I mean people who are really, really good with the Stuka, you can land those shots exactly where they want them to land. You've seen that from a couple of players that have obviously just taken a lot of time to lab the Stuka barrage and where those shots are landing. But with the speed these high tier players play at, it's not really worth it to perfectly line up these Stuka barrages. Just using that quickly while microing about 3 other things. Okay, Garrison is. Oh, we're actually not going to take the Garrison. Interesting. Don't deny it to the bolts. Ignites? No. They're on one side though, and it's just a massive retreat from the rifle. Forced off.
We're losing a capture point.
Allies have consistent control of the central BP at least, but still 313 to the 470 of our axis. Pretty good. The lack of nades, I think, is going to be hurting our allies in the south. Panzer 2, incredibly safe play this game. But the Lieutenant has gotten up close with the Thompson.
Okay, here comes the bazookas. Volks couldn't focus them down, but now they're in negative cover. The Sturms might, don't retarget them. So, HelpingHans, does he have his tier 4 yet? No, just the tier 3, and there's no tier 4 either for DevM. So, still a ways off from getting any medium tanks. Nicko, because he went for the Stuka, he's also a way off getting medium tanks too. So that's why we'll see him go for the Command Panther most likely. Scotch, no, even he doesn't have tier 3, so maybe he's going straight for Battle Phase 4. Oh no, yeah, he is.
Yeah, no,
Battle Phase 3 for the tier 4 rather.
You'll get that right one day, Helen, don't you worry. So, I have so much faith in you.
Half track takes the 15th Zis bullet to the face. Okay, the Stuka barrage is firing, probably onto these Zis guns, which are being moved.
Yeah, they are getting moved. Weird cloak though, maybe because the barrage already hit. I don't know what that landed on.
We went for here. I don't think it hit anything though. Yeah. I see one dead body, and it's a Soviet Maxim gunner, so that must have been a while ago. Unless he actually lost a Maxim there. Oh yeah, it would have been this. Nope. Maybe that squad.
Doubt it was a wipe. There would be more model drops, so. Always nice to play a fun general gentleman game of count the limbs after a barrage.
Well, the game's actually stabilized. I'm surprised the allies have pushed back as well as they have. And especially when you have so many support weapons. It's very, very important. But even the right side, Panzer 2 hasn't actually done a lot. And these riflemen, they're vetted, they got bars.
Mine doesn't complete as well, that's kind of sad. Timing's just a little bit off. DevM has been playing the last couple of infantry engagements amazingly, and this one doesn't really count since Nicko has come in far from fully armed with only 2 squads. And a mistimed Panzer II. Yeah, that was weird timing. The timing, yeah, the push timing is not on point from Nicko, whereas DevM's infantry positioning and timing on pushes with these bazookas is amazing.
More hidden grenades over the wall. It's actually another squad of echelon with bazookas that are going to get forced away here.
Infiltration heads are going to hit this garrison as well, so of course the echelon get pulled back immediately. DevM is in to risk that. They take very minimal damage. The echelon falls off though, which frees up the Panzer II to move in. It might not even matter. It seems as though the Volksgrenadiers from the right-hand side, courtesy of their out-of-nowhere infiltration heads, will win the engagement regardless.
Well, no one's lost anything in a while, so good unit preservation for all 4 players. T70 is able to completely push off Scotch. Will even give the VP to the hands of HelpingHans.
I was about to say weird float from Hans, the fact he hasn't gone for guards, but he is, as always, 5 seconds ahead of me and has gone for guards now, so...
He's got a guards bulletin too.
Yeah, always all over it. I dig that. Guards were certainly the best option there, just had too much manpower floated up. The fuel's fine, saving for tearing out, but definitely needed another squad of infantry, and the guards were a good choice. First squad of guards on the field.
Oh, may wipe the HMG. Nice, does get the kill.
Good.
Volks can't. Oh, no, well, he loses the Volks squad to cap it. He's probably going to lose the HMG also. No,
sir.
Definitely not worth.
Good.
Wow, loses that one. No way do these Volks get it. The rifleman can steal it. Maybe if there's some nades, the P2 actually is going to be a bit of a deterrent. Yeah, there's the nades.
That could still be a wipe on the Vols. That takes so long with the animation onto these onto the infiltrations.
Echelon in the building, but they're really low. Stern Pioneers and the Volks are here, but there's a Stuka barrage. Doesn't get anything though.
DevM has baited out so much by just not capturing the HMG, and now caps it with the Echelon. That was such a delayed cap. The Axis were not expecting it.
You gotta be careful for these Echelon. They are getting trickled down.
And DevM's infantry play is insane. That was so good.
Yeah, so it was really nice. He wiped a Volt squad. He stole a HMG. Wasted a Stuka barrage. So far, he hasn't done much. He's only got 6 kills and no wipes. So it can be a bit of a gamble going for that. And that's part of why DevM has been able to push this back. Because he went for that mech, did Nicko, means there wasn't that P4 follow-up. Now it's a Jackson being built by DevM, so anticipating some kind of heavy armor, or maybe it's just the P2 is such a pain. The bazookas have been able to scare. Oh my god, look at that half track. The bazookas have been able to scare away the P2, but it still is being a problem.
Just the fact that it's on the field is still annoying. There are actually now 2 squads of Echelon with the bazookas, which I think is the correct play. Pretty sure, yes. Which is good. It does free up a squad of Echelon.
The first thing the Jackson should do is just crush those fences so he can't use the hidden grenades over the wall. That's such a problem.
A capture point is being overrun.
Now HelpingHans, he's just chilling on tier 3. Wants to go for the ISU it seems, but he's having a bit of command point problems. Somehow there's a dead HMG. And this is a stolen one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, HelpingHans has been holding his own on the left-hand side. I mean, we've been super interested in DevM's cast plays, but HelpingHans have been doing fine. Scotch forced back a bit.
Well, this is a pretty closely matched game. Fuel point stalled, and this one's actually held by the allies. So the fuel income is definitely dried up. There's another Stuka barrage for the buildings. Nope. He gets one model from the major squad. And now the Jackson is going to completely deter this Panzer II. Not hitting a mine this time, however. Brumbar on the field, so that's where the Jackson really wants to be.
Going to be revealing it in a second with these guards, and HelpingHans having access to the marked target makes this Jackson insanely dangerous.
Using the smoke. Oh, nice. Smokes off the HMG and the pack. Means that
right.
Jackson can go in and fire against the Broombar.
So good.
That's where nades come in handy. If you're going to be doing smoke plays, nading support weapons can be very good.
Left-hand flank comes through, but it's like it's mistimed because there are so many squads of grands. It's an instant retreat from DevM as soon as he sees how many squads he's up against. But could still pay for it with the left-hand's life. There are 3 squads of Volts with the STGs on the chase. No, it looks like the left-hand's going to survive this one. Okay, nice.
Well, the Broombar's been forced away. However, the VP is still neutral.
Half health Broombar will be helpful. Hopefully he's pulled back to the mech to try and look for some repairs. Only 1 squad of the Pioneers for Scotch.
HelpingHans is relying entirely on the Maxims and the stolen HMG, the anti-infantry, alongside the T-70. And when your opponent has a Stuka and a Broombar, it's very hard to actually do that. So maybe we'll see him go for more guards to have a bit more mobile firepower. Or just leave the ISU on HE ammo.
Yeah. I'm 5 seconds after Hans, you're 5 seconds before Hans. Talk about some next level casting.
So there's 2 stolen HMGs for the Allies. 1 for DevM and 1 for Hans.
Maybe we see the Stuka rotated off the left-hand side. Nicko just does not want to give up the bottom at this point. Rotating off might be the better decision. Just looking for Stuka barrage, looking for small weapons advance.
Yeah, I guess the problem is because this map is so open, they're actually quite spread out. See, look at how spread this Maxim is. They won't get wiped by Stuka.
Oh, you mean the models themselves? Yeah,
The squads.
I get it, yeah.
Look at that. So they must have changed the formation at some point, because there's no way you're going to wipe that. And like, again, this is not going to wipe it. And if you're not wiping it, then it's not really doing much. It's temporarily forcing them off and bleeding 60 manpower, not a big deal. Once again, using the smoke, I love to see players actually use this. Maybe on the HMG. Oh, no, that's a Stuka barrage. Oh, just kidding, he wipes that one. Oh, wow, it must have been quite clumped up.
And not so many models as well, so.
Because perhaps, I don't know if the light cover was there beforehand. Probably the craters do make light cover, and sometimes that causes them to clump. So that's the first wipe of the game from the Stuka. HMG was treated, so not a big deal there.
280 VPs now for our allies. 367 for the Axis. VP control. Man Panther out as well. Good from the Eagles. Well, that's pretty decent pop cap. Just how much more work will the Stuka get done? As you can see, like, with 23 minutes into the game, it's a really early Stuka, and not even Veterancy 1 yet.
That guard grenade didn't do as much as I thought it might. Hans is almost at his ISU. DevM saving up for a Pershing, but he's a ways off. I think it's the Axis' game to lose, just because they have that late game swing potential with the Stuka and the Broombar.
Yeah. I think a lot of it's going to depend on how effective Hans' ISU is going to be. And this, plus he has access to the second ISU. And I think that could be the saving grace for our allies, is that HelpingHans has saved up such a ridiculous amount of fuel.
Whoa, another nasty nade.
As you can see from the crazy CP disparity as well, like how different the two sides engagements have been. It's a full 5 CP difference between Hans and DevM. 7 from Nicko and Scotch. It's nuts.
DevM really should throw down some rifleman mines. He doesn't have a lot of spare munitions because he has been throwing a lot of grenades now and also smoke, but if that Panther hits a mine, that could make such a big difference. And you just don't expect it from a US player to get those powerful mines. So often your opponent will play more aggressively than what they would otherwise against the Soviet.
Timing just off there from Hans, almost catches the retreating guards. But a good push, follow-up as well from Scotch. Nice synergy from Nicko and Scotch. The Broombar rolling forward to try and finish off a Maxim. Solid retreat though. VP will potentially be recaptured here. Favor of the Axis. So VPs are a big problem in this game until our allies go down to about 250. At the moment the gap is only 50.
Big flank with the guards.
This next engagement is actually great for Hans. It will enable him to go for the ISU.
Whoa, deadly nade on the double Volk squad. Smoked off this HMG. Doesn't have enough munitions for a nade.
Mass retreat. Drops the carrying model on the Rocket, and this could be finished off even though it's retreating. Squads. They don't keep the targeting up on the Rocket. Don't actually care about the drop. More filtration nades coming out.
Okay, let's see if he nades this HMG. Oh, it is using the grenade here, so this could be a HMG white.
Pretty good to me.
Oh, it's close.
Oh, so low.
Yeah, there it is. Nice.
Rifle refocus. Rumbar's going to try and cover it though. Nice dodge from DevM. He actually pulls the rifles back.
Okay, he went for a second Jackson. Makes sense to me, because he has a massive infantry corps.
ISU is now being called in by HelpingHans, who's arriving in the front lines. First shot, I'm guessing, is going to be on this MG.
On AP at the moment.
Default is AP still?
Well, he just changed it.
Yeah.
Did it have a cooldown?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, it's on HE. Oh.
Yeah. It's on
Okay.
HE. I'm pretty sure default is AP.
HMG, are you gonna die, my friend?
Some pieces.
He's pretty spread out.
It's okay.
On your way, mate. Go on. Catch you later, mate.
Wrong neighborhood, my friend. Wrong neighborhood.
Well, let's see how much this ISU changes the dynamic of this game. Could be a lot.
I think it will a lot. Our Axis don't have access to enough long-range AT that's going to be safe against this ISU. And they don't have any real dive potential pressure on the ISU either. I think it's a great choice.
This is the only AT, however, for HelpingHans. We'll be relying on the Jacksons from DevM. Maybe he'll go for an SU-85 now, however.
There's still a forward one on PopCap. SU-85 could be good. Might be a little hard to micro with the ISU, but I don't see a better option.
Yeah, the Stuka needs to be careful. You could actually go for this mechanized truck in combination with the IL-2 bombing strike. Jackson is going very deep. Pack is smoked away by DevM. Oh, great Jackson positioning, keeps firing at these Panthers. Well, at the Panthers. Stuka barrage! Whoa, deadly shot. Does retreat now without getting any wipes, but an important swing around, guys. There's more riflemen in the back lines.
ISU still firing on the front lines for Hans.
Yeah, what's he doing? Not much, it seems.
Yeah, stripping away the sport weapons of Scotch. Looking really good for our allies. Not sure what the plan is to do with this ISU. Losing that left-hand VP is going to be a real problem.
Oh, we could get this pack, and he could blow it up with the AP ammo. There is another pack here. Come on, engineers.
This is a great
It's
map
almost vet 2.
for ISU rotation.
Oh,
It's
the
worth
base
chasing it.
MG
Oh,
saves
dear.
the pack. Wow.
Disappointing.
He actually swapped ammo there, so I think he was trying to destroy the pack after it was decrewed. But the engineers failed. They had one job.
Enemy forces have 300 points.
Allies are close to successfully evening out these VPs.
Yeah, the Axis are pushed really far back now. Toggling the ammo back. Still has the T-70 using the recon mode. Very great asset for the ISU.
Good timing on the ISU ammo switches as well. Kind of using the reload time to get the switch in. Very efficient.
There was a time when the ISU had the cone sight, like the SU-85, so you didn't even need to spot for it. And I'm really swapping this ammunition back. He's looking pretty flimsy. He has guards nearby, which is good. Just needs to make sure he doesn't forget and accidentally leave his ISU exposed. Also,
driving over his own mines.
Yeah, gotta be careful of that.
Yeah. I don't think there's a lot of mines here from Hans. You kind of have to be a bit selective in your placement to make sure that the ISU isn't going to back over one while it's retreating from a bush. But
Okay,
I
you
would
must
like to
have
see a
wiped
few more.
the only AT gun that Hans has.
Right, DevM's still with a couple of AT guns on wheels. Rolling around. I think the Panther commitment is nice.
Wow, he's got the marked target on this Jackson. Both the Jacksons are wounded.
I think it's full squad.
Yeah, so is the Panther, however. Looking for follow-up with 3 AT guns.
I don't know about the Stuka, man.
Ooh, AP ammo from the ISU almost just gives the Roomba.
More AT to deal with this ISU now.
Oh, it's his turn.
More AT.
DevM has vengeance, but he only has 1 grenade and not 5. But still, 1 grenade's enough.
We're losing a capture point.
Whoa, almost kills the rifleman.
I love the skill play. P70
Contact reports show
jumps
the
into some
Krauts are
combat
200
mode to
points.
defend the central victory point and continue the lengthy triple cap for our allies.
Is it a skill plane or is it an esports plane?
Look, man, I don't like to label the planes. They can take their pick, which they would like.
Okay, another Stuka.
They already get bullied enough by the MGs on top of Panzer IVs. Like, I don't want to add to that. So.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
I just really hope the ISU doesn't get caught out. Oh, like right now?
I think it's fine.
Blitzkrieging in using the
I still think it's
Ju-87. The other Panther's a little bit far back.
Yeah.
Where are the Jacksons?
I mean, they're still getting
Oh, he hit a mine.
They're repaired.
Whoa,
It's
another
fine.
one hit a mine.
It's fine.
What is this? This Panther play isn't going very well here. Still, getting the ISU down
One
very
more
low.
shot. One more shot.
Panther cannot take chase, however. Wow, really good support there by DevM.
Might lose a Ventry Jackson though. Goes in a little bit deeper on the Panther with the last shot. This reface is not great, but it should be enough.
Okay, he smoked off.
Back round? Ah, no. Yeah, the reface wasn't good enough. The MG's going to keep range. This is 2 more shots. Jackson takes an attack round, but should probably just chase this one. Oh, Panther hits though.
Yeah, this Jackson may lose his life here. There's this gun getting barraged down
Panther shot
by
comes
the
out
Broomba.
first.
There
Yeah.
goes the Jackson. Panther survives. Broomba takes out the Zis gun. So almost lost 2 Panthers. Did trade a Panther for a Jackson in the end. Almost killed the ISU. So Hans has to be more careful than that. That was a really great defense, and yet he was so close to losing it. So it was the Command Panther that was wiped. So that's actually a little bit more costly.
I think our Axis just mistimed that. I'm not sure if they were under the impression that the Jacksons were still getting repaired, but they were wrong. The Jacksons were essentially finished, and they were at full health when the engagement happened. I think had those Panthers gone in a little bit earlier, like 30 seconds, it could have been a different story.
Yeah, they were there pretty fast. As they're pushing on the field now. Maybe he's happy to trade that, because there's 2 Stukas and there's no Panther.
Gun crew has been lost.
They actually got the repair in there. They're pushing. Well, the game continues. It wasn't much of a beneficial trade for either team.
No, it doesn't seem to be. It evens things out. Hopefully Devin goes for an additional Jackson. After
Enemy
this,
forces
so
are
it's
securing
too
our
much
territory.
micro. I think it should be okay. Good Pershing field. We'll provide some frontline on his side as well. Can actually be a bit more proactive with Jackson's over there, rather than just reactive to pushes onto the ISU. And Roomba pushes onto his infantry in the middle. They're all trying to retake this
Oh,
one.
Vet 3 Grens go down.
See you later.
4 squads of riflemen in conjunction with that ISU barrage, or the ISU shell. Stuka is firing.
Hard to get shots to hit though. It's actually landed to the rifles, it's good. Considering all these units are moving and not taking cover, it's hard to land these Stuka shots.
Another Stuka barrage. There's more where that came from.
Yeah, it's
These
after the
riflemen are
suppression
crawling.
as well, that's really...
Oh!
Sector.
Gets a wipe on the retreating
Nice.
riflemen as they were clumped up. Is it your turn now, Pershing? Nope. May want to evacuate that building. It is quite low.
Gun crew.
The guards advance using a grenade. Down goes the HMG. ISU is still firing, so capturing this one's risky, but he is able to get it. Actually a dead Maxim here too.
Strength synergy from our axis will allow them to hold the central victory point. If not capture, at least hold the position. That was great.
Now we have an ISU, or rather an SU-85 for HelpingHans to support the ISU. I have no idea how this game's gonna go.
I'm not sure.
The Axis are ahead in PopCap. Scotch is maxed out. The Allies not so much, but what they have is really good.
The lack of ways to force off support weapons in the middle kind of worries me. Like, it's just the ISU at this point. The Pershing is kind of helping out, but really the Pershing is engaging
Pershing.
infantry.
The Panthers have smelled blood in the water. And by Panthers, I mean just one, because the other is actually a Broombar. Though it is a scary looking Broombar with his armored skirts.
Yes. Okay. Then Jackson from DevM soon.
Send your orders.
Did he lose the Jacksons?
Must have done. I don't know where the second one went down. I'm not sure. Strike or something. I'm not sure. I'm unsure where the second Jackson went down.
Yeah. There's a Stuka.
Again, yeah, look, our eyes are just running into...
Misses.
Good, nice movement. The guys pushing Nicko.
There it is. There's the nades.
And
But he's probably watching it. Yeah, he was watching it.
But
Still,
it's on the entrance.
still takes one of them. Okay, gets one pack with the ISU. Supported by Maxim, supported by SU-85s.
There's no risk of an infantry push onto this ISU. There is a risk because I think it's not Panthers. Nicko, how much more fuel for the Command Panther at the moment? It's
It's 225.
5, okay.
Another Stuka barrage. Oh, the ambo gets hit. Loses the ambo. No, it's abandoned. Lol, he can cap it for free. Good dodge though, the rifleman didn't get gipped. Hey, there's a JU-87 for extra damage.
Yes, he was afraid of some damage. Eventually with his Panther. And then get paired up. Really double combat engineer currently, though the front one will be retreating to some repairs.
Gotta be careful of this SU. Where's it firing? The JU. Must be it.
Again, the smoke used to
Ah,
take care of
lieutenant
one, and
smoke.
Diva's not enough. Yeah, this tank does not work out.
Oh. No success. Pershing hasn't done a lot so far, only 4 kills. Hasn't had the wipes that it needs.
The thing it's done is force some pressure from Nicko on the right hand side of the map. Pull the Rakettans over there so they're no longer supporting the middle.
There's no ambo.
Yeah, no point
Wow.
having that forward retreat point.
That's going to delay him by a lot.
Rear echelon
He's going to have to concede that right position. That's the only VP they have. Yeah, he built a new squad of echelon to cap and repair the ambo. Signal flares. Artillery flares, rather.
Nicko sees the lack of spawn, will actually push up with those Rakettans to fund it for a capture. Should have enough time to take the victory point and the garrison and the fuel. Excellent for our Axis. 213 VPs for the Allies, 138 for the Axis.
Vet 2 on the ISU. Greater accuracy and frequency. Oh, it's on-
Frequency
it's on
of
AP
red
though.
wipes? One barrel?
Yeah,
Are you
if
kidding
that was
me?
it was AP ammo.
We have lost
Right, if that was on HE, that could have been deadly because that was a direct hit. Is that a Maxim on the ground? Yeah, it is a Maxim.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's
HelpingHans doesn't have any HMGs left. He only has one. It's like, is that a third Stuka? No, okay. I swear that was like enough rockets for 3.
reporting. Reconnaissance by
Nicko's gonna have the
now
command pad
available.
in a second too, though. Then there's dive pressure onto the SU-85. There's the Jackson from DevM. I think this is still fine for our allies if they can retake the middle. Now that the Jackson's on the field, I'm slightly more hopeful. The Pershing hasn't been repaired yet, and that's a problem.
Yeah, DevM's very manpower bled and will continue to be manpower bled, where Nicko has... He has a little bit of a manpower float. Scotch doesn't have a float, but he's almost pop capped. So I think the war of attrition is going to the Axis, and it's not a surprise given everything that they have.
Correction again.
And of course, those nades are also a manpower bleed. Okay, as he buttoned the Panther, SU-85 and the ISU, however, it is on the AP ammo. Still, he may get the killing blow here. No, does back out with the Blitz. The Panzer Tactician didn't even use the Blitzkrieg.
Will this be enough for our allies to retake another victory point? Gonna have to try. So we're no repairing squads on the ISU, so tanks will be fine.
Yeah, it's very tricky using the ISU. You gotta always be on the right ammo. We've seen him give a Grenadier when being on AP, and we've seen him not kill a Vet 2 Panther because he was on HE. So it's always... You're always on the wrong ammo. You're never on the one that you want.
It was good for the first 5 minutes. He was pretty good with it. And now it's not so much, so... kind of forgetting about it. Problem is it's so hard to get practice in on the ISU because you build it so rarely as well.
Yeah. Well, it's a way that... A great way of dealing with it is combined arms. So if you have, say, like a tank and also Shreks, because then it's hard for it to spot. Whereas if you only have Shreks or if you only have tanks, then they can play around it a lot more easier.
I was going to try and retake the center without the squad of the ISU. Good work. I think there are too many HVs. Ah, and a nice soft retreat from Scotch as well. Gets out of grenade range.
Well, they at least stall them in the middle kill point. It's a fresh new Command Panther. Whoa! Oh, the T-70 must have gone down.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good run for a T-70 though.
Yeah, not too bad. 42 minutes.
Oh, there's a marked target. Double cloaked Raketen out of nowhere. Has hit Vet 2, but the Panther doesn't even get a chance to kill it. Just gets murdered by the Raketens. All of those shots penetrated with that extra damage from the Command Panther's buff.
Great positioning from Nicko. That was fantastic. It just did the perfect range to have the Raketens in cloaked. Just enough to get the double shot off. Very nice.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a long, slow bleed out. But with the Pershing down, these tanks are already wounded too. Going for the SU-85, there's a JU-87. This could be a dead tank destroyer. Jackson is going to be contributing to this fight. There goes the SU-85. Panther just needs to escape now. Wrong ammo for the ISU. So only now does he... No, he's on HE? Oh, he just swapped at the wrong time, I think. Maybe he was aware what ammo he was on, and that's why he went in.
Yeah.
But SU goes down for free. Only 100 VPs left, so...
We are losing the sector.
HelpingHans does have the fuel to replace the SU, but I think going for the T-34 is the right choice here. It wasn't for most of this game, but now needs some way to force off another MG. All this T-34 essentially needs to do is just force off one MG in the middle, and then you can force off another one. The fact that there's just one too many MGs in the center of this map for our allies to deal with. They just can't get it done fast enough.
Well, I hear a Stuka.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh,
Wow, there it is.
Oh, that was so good.
Just lost a unit.
2 squad wipes.
Man,
DevM has 1 rifleman and 1 lieutenant left.
that might even be game. Talk about the Stukas turning it.
Yeah, that risk definitely paid off in the long run. 51 kills.
Yeah, it went from doing
15.
absolutely nothing to hitting Veteran C3 and carrying the game.
Oh, hit and follow up. T-34 takes it all for this Jackson Grove, but Panther on the follow up. T-34 goes down. 2 Jacksons in position.
We are suffering vehicle losses.
Texas could be okay here. The damage engine is still a problem. Backing off.
We're getting the hell
Friendly
beat out
territory.
of us. We got 75 points
75 points. I don't know if that's enough time. HelpingHans went for another SU too. Does have a bit of fuel still in the bank. I just don't see our allies retaking the middle.
Yeah, they're so manpower bled.
Without a
Nicko's
Pershing,
floating.
DevM can't take the right.
And when you're floating as OKW, you could just go overs if you need to replace the squads. I guess the Volks may be better because they're 5-man squads, so they're less likely to get gibbed by the ISU. They're just firing so fast now because of the veterans and almost Vet 4 on this one.
60 VPs for the
Ow.
allies. Oh, yikes.
Oh, he gets, he's like, I'm helping, I've got a button off. And nope. Button won't save you from a Stuka rocket.
Yeah, it's a no from me.
Push your attack. They are down to 50 points.
Once again, DevM goes for the hero smoke. Your HMGs mean nothing here. You can maybe retake this bottom VP. Yeah, allies just don't have enough time. I think there's still comeback potential here. I don't know why DevM's pushing forward. He does have one squad capturing the VP, but like we should not be taking engagements at this point. Losing a VP will lose them the game.
Stun
I
grenade.
don't know why he's not capping this. I think that might be it.
We are close to
37
victory.
kills on the Broomba.
Press on. The enemy has 25 points
So it was
remaining.
really good tech choices. They didn't bother with any Panzer IVs. They just skipped that. They just went straight to tier 4 for Scotch, and Nicko just went continuously relying on those support weapons, support vehicles rather, and then going into the command panther. So
What really clinched the game was just the combination of MGs for suppression and the Stuka barrages in the middle of the map. The second Stuka was a godsend for the access.
Only have 10 points remaining.
Just put in such crazy pressure
GG.
and just let you use one for support weapons, use another one for the infantry bombers to Great play. Really nice.
yeah, well that's 1-1 so far.
Yeah.
It is a best of 5, so we still have some more games to come. And next game is on Elst Outskirts, which is a bit of a smaller map, so maybe less artillery and so forth. But GG, well played. Thanks for watching, and if you do want to support us on Patreon, you can do so. The link is in the description.